Welcome back, everybody. It is your favorite, probably not your favorite, but it is I, Chase Deep, here once again with the Chase Deep podcast. Yes. We are very excited to bring you the second edition to this podcast series. And as I promised, Mr. McSkellington is also here as well.
Hello. Yes, I am here for your casting of the pods. Whatever that means. What am I doing? Just talking into the microphone? It's a little weird, Chase. Have you been reduced down to just talking? What happened to the reactions and the videos and the funny skits and whatnot?
We're still still gonna do those. Yeah, it's been hectic. It's been hectic here in the Chase domain. Trying to get out in the world. Focusing on my mental health, which I figured we could have a conversation about that, Skelly. I mean, most of my blight seems to come from you.
Don't blame me. You were messed up before I came. Remember, you're the one who went and bought the book and did the ritual and summoned me to help you. I am your savior. It's me who has made you better.
That's debatable, but we can debate that today. So the first topic we're going to talk about is mental health. Well, recently, just to shed some light, I've been having a little bit of anxiety. Yes, I've noticed I'm not oblivious to the plight of the people because I am of the people. I'm just like you, maybe a little bit more eccentric, a little more crazy, but just like everyone else. And yeah, things have been tough. It's been tough finding the motivation, finding the time. And the time is, what I mean by that is I'm having to distract myself more, which has been easy. As you've noticed, Baldur's Gate 3 has come out. Been diving pretty deep into that. I got Starfield. Been going into that. That's been very, very fun. Cyberpunk 2077 just had their 2.0 update, which has been great. So I've had a lot of opportunities to kind of pull myself away from the world and just exist in those spaces. So it's been good. Also, working, trying to get out there, make a little bread there.
Some bread? You haven't made any bread, sir, or else I would have smelled the delicious sourdough aroma coming from your kitchen. But I don't. All I smell is, like rice and weird vegetables. You seem to still like the weird vegetables.
Yes, because, having a good diet is for me at least, beneficial. Feeling healthy, going out there, working out, and then having a good diet, that's good, right? You haven't really helped in that domain. I mean, you still seem to be consuming copious amounts of candy. I've seen the wrappers in the trash can and then tucked under the bed. So, if you could stop, that would be good.
Candy is my number one source of sustenance. Yes, I cannot stop.
Yeah, but we're sharing this body, right? So you're not actually feeding your underworld body, man. You're just giving me diabetes. So
yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're young. Young whippersnappers do not have to worry about diabetes.
The thing is, we do, though. We do. It can affect anybody. So this is my message for everyone. It doesn't matter how young you are, how vibrant you think your life force is. Pay attention to your health, your physical and your mental health. Even doing things that you love, right, can get a little overwhelming at times, So lay off the candy a little bit. I mean, every now and then should be fine.
Yes, but you have to remember that it is the season. Yes, we are in September. We are about to be into October. And as you know, Chase, the veil between worlds becomes thinner the closer we approach All Hallows Eve and All Hallows Day. So I will need my candy for sustenance my magical powers, and it'll become more readily available.
It's see, that's the thing, man. You're not understanding. It's not that candy becomes it. I mean, yeah, in a way, it becomes more available, but it's available on the shelves in the store. You know, you can't just go for the next month to people's houses and expect them to give you candy.
I will try.
Don't try. Have you seen the news lately? Do you ever, like, read the news or watch it or anything like that?
No, why would I? You people are crazy. I watched the news one time a few months ago and decided never again. It is depressing. Very depressing. And even the fluff pieces they put in there at times are depressing too, because you're like, golly, if this is the good stuff that's happening. Yes, a puppy jumped through a hoop. That is very impressive. But how does that help everyone else in housing and economic crisis? I was like, no.
Exactly. That's my point, man. Things are tough. Things are tough, right? So we gotta. You can't just go to people's houses. Everybody's stressed. Everybody's stressed. We all feel like we're on this tightrope, walking on eggshells as we go out into society. So people don't need a weird goth clown guy with a leather jacket showing up to their front door asking for free stuff, right? I mean, I don't want to get too far into the events that have been happening across this country, but it hasn't worked well for people randomly showing up at people's doors or mistakenly. I mean, I think every single time it's been a mistake. And so we're not doing that, Skelly. We're not doing that. If you want candy, then we will do it the old-fashioned way and we will work for it, right? We will put more hours in or whatever. And then that will be how it has to be from now on.
Okay, I suppose. You see, Chase, I am going to go out on a limb and trust you that you will make the proper decisions for your body. Yes. Just one condition, though. One condition. You see, Twix. You get 2 in the package. Yes, everyone knows that Mr. McSkellington always has some Twix under his sleeve. But if you can, it's 2 of that. 1 for me, 1 for you. Can we at least have a Twix a day? Just 1 Twix?
I suppose, but I also have cavities. I didn't want to spend this entire podcast complaining, right, about my various issues, though. And we might do that. I want to provide some sort of entertainment value here, Skelly. And, but I also wanted to give the message. I also want to tie this into mental health and finding good things to do in life to kind of help with that, because things are tough, right? Things are tough, and we all are getting affected by this. I mean, yeah, right. I mean, do you honestly, Skelly? Do you not feel that things have gotten more difficult or anything like that?
Well, I mean, I don't really have a frame of reference. You have to understand, Chase. I'm over 3,000 years old. The last time I walked the temporal realm, I was but a noble prince in the grand kingdom of Acadia.
No, that's not true, Skelly. No such thing.
Don't you give me a history lesson. I was there. You weren't. Okay? I was a prince among princes, a noble among nobles, a grand scholar, and a bit of a charlatan. Yes, but you have to understand, back in that day, we had troubles, constant war. You'll be surprised over what things people went to war over. A lot of grains. People had, we want barley. And then the rich people would be like, but we have wheat. And then the peasants would be like, wheat is better. We will go to war with you nobles for your wheat. And then the nobles would say, no. You see, it's not us that are keeping you down. It is the nation right next to us. You see how their barley is more delicious. If we invade them, then we will take their barley, and you will have barley that is so good you will forget about the wheat, not realizing that it's all the same thing. It's all the same. Yes. So you see, things were very different back then. Our priorities were quite different. Nowadays, it seems like all you people care about is artificial intelligence. You people haven't even mastered normal intelligence, and you're trying to create artificial ones? What is this all about?
We can touch on that. That's Skelly. That's actually a really good topic. AI.
Yes. Tell me about this AI.
Well, AI is based off of, was it generative language models, right?
What is that?
It's like a computer. Man, I'm going to really expose myself as a moron here, if I haven't already. But essentially, it's like a computer that takes loads of information based around, I guess, like topics and speech, right? Using you ever wonder why the companies have been storing our speech recognition data for years and years and years? You can put all of that, right? You can put questions and responses into a computer, and it'll formulate patterns in speech so that it can accurately predict a response. So if you ask an AI, like the big one right now is ChatGPT-3. And it's supposed to be super, super sophisticated and very lifelike. And you can basically pose it with a question, and it'll give you a pretty accurate response. Like, I know people have used it to to write books and stuff like that. Like, they'll be like, I want a book that does this, that talks about this and is set in this setting. And then it'll give you like a whole, few paragraphs that you can build something off of. So it's a great creative tool, which is good. Also, because it's really good at pattern recognition, you can feed data into it, and then it will predict outcomes based on that data, which is pretty cool. AI, you can do a lot with that. You can make, AI personalities. You can use AI to learn someone's voice so that you can reproduce the voice. Like, you can make Morgan Freeman, read a presidential address or something. I don't know. There's the implications are actually almost limitless.
Okay, so what does that mean for me? What does that mean for Mr. McSkellington? Can I ask AI how I could get a candy or anything like that?
I guess you can. I think, though, the biggest benefit I think that we're going to see as a society from AI is the automation of certain processes, right? So we all know that everyone's scared. Everyone's frightened that their job is going to be taken away by AI. For instance, say your job is data processing. Like, your ability is to, your job is to basically look at sets of data and then, I guess, categorize those, or I don't know. I am a creative person. So when I speak about these things, I speak from the lowest level of understanding available. So let's take what I say with a grain of salt. But I can definitely understand where some people's jobs would be put to the test. But I don't think it has to be that way, right? Of course, AI in this, when you put it into mechanics. So we talk about people losing their jobs building vehicles because now there's these robots that can assemble vehicles, and then with AI they can maybe do it faster, more efficient, or something like that. I think that's a good thing, but you're still going to need people to maintain those things. But I think in industries where, I don't know, I've seen a big uproar over art. So as we know, when I edit our videos, Skelly,
yes, you do edit those quite crudely, but I guess it gets the job done.
Okay, let's not Keep the criticisms down, man. Without me, you wouldn't be able to even post on YouTube. You don't even know how to use a computer. I taught you how to click the play and pause on a YouTube video. That is literally your extent on using any electrical device.
I can also use a light switch.
Okay, you can press one button. You can do an on and an off function. But without me, you can't do anything else, all right? So let's keep the criticism down.
All right, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Chase, come on, I'm your friend. Don't you remember? I care for you.
Oh, sure, whatever you say. But I could see where people that are, in graphic design, because like I was able to make almost an entire video using AI assets. Like, it still took a lot of work. I'd have to put the idea in and generate it and then edit each image that I generated. But it made it so much easier. It took me, I think when I illustrated your trip to the movie theater, which for the love of God, please don't do that anymore. You probably frightened so many people and confused so many more.
It was fun. It was fun. That scary movie. Yes, the Evil Bed 3 was fantastic. The comedy, the drama, the love scenes.
There was no... What are you talking about?
I know what I'm talking about, man. You need to watch it again.
I never got to watch it. You went without me.
I went as you.
But I wasn't there.
That's not my fault. That's not my fault. You have a bigger head. Maybe if your head was as big as your ego, we could both fit in each eyeball and process life together.
Oh my God. No, man. That's not how it works. Either way, I use the AI, Adobe. I used Adobe Express beta. Even that. I used the beta version. And I was able to generate a lot of the scenes, the backgrounds. I had to cut out a lot of stuff, I had to use that and create my own assets and then reconfigure it, but it made it so much easier. But I could see where, someone whose job previously was to do those sorts of things, I could see that person would be threatened, but I think it just needs a transition, right? Like if you were someone whose job was primarily to create those things, I think there's still going to be a market for handmade assets, just like there's a market now for people who still craft things. Like we've had these things called CNC machines.
CNC machines, yes. I know exactly what that is.
Do you really?
No. What do you think, man? Listen, I don't know anything. You have to tell me. You speak half of what you say, Chase, is mumbo jumbo. And not even the jumbo. It's a lot of mumbo. You help me out here, man. You always complain that I don't understand the rules of your society and your culture, but you have literally done nothing to inform me. This hurts me, Chase. This very much. You want to talk about mental health? Talk about what you are doing, harming mine, by throwing me into the world unprepared.
I don't do any of this. You escape.
That I do. Mr. McSkellington is very crafty. Yes, I am.
All right. Either way, right? I just think, there's going to be a market just like in the say like woodworking, right? You want a chair or a table or something like that. Essentially, you can download a file that has, it has everything that the machine needs to do, and then the machine carves out the parts, and then you can have another machine and put it together, and really you just have a dude there that's like, yep, that looks like a table, and then, it ships it out and makes money. For a mass-produced market, I think that works, right? It makes cost low. The quality may not be as good, but there's still people out there who like the aesthetic, who like the quality that comes with handmade goods, right? Clothing, furniture, even electronics, like, people getting into like the retro cameras and stuff like that, which requires a hand to be able to refurbish and modify to work with new things. So I think there's always going to be a market for that. But it's going to take a lot of transition. It can be scary. Change is scary, right?
Yes, change is definitely sometimes scary, especially when I don't have enough. Sometimes they ask for like $10.81, and I feel like I don't have enough change because I don't quite understand money.
No, not that kind of change. I mean, like change when like situations become like different, when things are.
Oh, I see. Change. Yes, that is very scary. Very scary.
Yes, exactly. So I think right now we're in this like period, right? I mean, specifically with AI, we're in this period of transition, of change where people are going to be given and have been given tools to do a lot more creatively. I mean, I've even seen where you can put prompts and they'll make like videos and stuff like that, how you can generate movies. I know there's this like big writer's strike. Have you heard about the writer's strike?
Writers' strike. Well, what are they striking against? Hard stone, striking matches?
No, a strike. So it's like when employees are part of like a union, they rise up in rebellion.
Oh, they burn the kingdom down and take.
No, nothing like that. It's not like
it was 3,000 years ago when the peasants would raid the castle of their lord and then hang him upon.
No, nothing like that. Nothing. God, Lee, dude, was it really that bad back then?
You have no idea, Chase. You think dying and going to the underworld was the best thing that ever happened to me? You say the underworld, we don't have taxes. Everything we need literally falls from the sky. Well, you don't really have a sky in the underworld. It's like a big cavernous shell above us, but there's holes and things fall, like food, candy, yes. Books, entertainment, CDs, clothing, all sorts of things. It is a great utopia. Yes, a dark and frigid and also molten utopia. Yes, not too dissimilar from up here.
All right. So, yeah, back on topic. So, I think we're in this point of transition where the average person now has the tools to create very interesting works, right? So I myself kind of pride myself on being a bit of an artist. You know, I like to work with physical media, pens, pencils, markers, paint, and the such. But having the ability to generate images on the fly has been excellent. I've loved it, you know? And I think the best thing is people who don't have either intrinsic artistic ability or who don't have or haven't developed those skills. I think AI will give them the tools to create. You know, I think there's a lot of people out there who have great ideas, right? They're good idea people. They can see the big picture. They can envision, at least conceptually, what they want to see, but just didn't have the talent or the ability or the time to make that happen. Okay, I think this is a great tool for those people because now it's taking off limitations from everybody, and I think that's what technology is supposed to be for. It's supposed to fill in the gaps in our human ability to make us better, and to enhance us. And I think AI is definitely going to do that for sure. I mean, we've used it on the channel, and I think a lot of other people have been delving into it. I mean, it's a bit of, at this point, it's still kind of a meme, you know, the whole, you know, AI generated image, people making jokes out of it. But yeah, I think it's good. So what do you think, Skelly? Imagine you had like an AI assistant that you could just on the whim be like, hey, create me, you know, this movie scene using these characters. Do you think that's something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, you do know that in the underworld we have magic, right? Like, we can create whenever we want. You know, if I want to see, let's see, you have to understand the underworld is full of scoundrels. So some of the things that we use magic for down there, I can't quite mention here, especially if you plan on putting this on YouTube. I remember you telling me that you have to be kind of clean when it comes to YouTube, right?
Yeah. I mean, you have to have certain moral standards.
Yes, moral standards. We have some of those, not a whole lot. But we do use magic in the underworld. We can make whatever we want. You know, when we build, when we carve, into the sides of mountains and cliffs to build our homes and apartments, we do so with magic, right? And demon laborers, they have these big claws and nothing really to do with them, so we put them to work, but we use magic to enthrall them. Yes.
Wait, what? You forcefully make people work for you?
They're not people. Let's get that correct. When people go to the underworld, right, they become ghouls, they can take on infernal pacts, they can become vampires, witches, wizards, they can, all sorts of manners of things, warlocks, whatever. But one thing a person cannot be is a demonic entity. Demonic entities were born without what you call an inherent soul. Yes, they have something like a soul. It's known as a flame. The internal flame comes from the great flame. The great flame is that one spark in all creation that seeks chaos and destruction above all things. And in the end times, the flame will ascend from the ground, enter into time-space, and consume all reality.
Wait, what? Are you being serious?
Yes, I'm being quite serious. But each demon is given a little portion of that flame. So you see, a demon is nothing more but like a golem of demonic power. So I don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. It's not a real person.
So you're saying that you're saying that the demons in the underworld are basically like artificial beings, like AI machines working on behalf of whoever can control them?
I suppose, yes. They are like that. They don't have a mind of their own. They do have impulses, right? If they see a small, I don't want to say child, you said YouTube, you literally just said it. Okay. If they see a small being, they will want to eat it. Like it's sweet, like sweet meat. Yes, but this is only a concern if the demon gets out into your world. You see, we don't have children in the underworld. Yes, because children are innocent. They don't go down. They go somewhere else.
They go up, like into heaven?
There's no such thing as heaven. Get your head out of the clouds. I mean, there are the heavens. No, you see, your soul can either sink or be liberated. You understand? So if you have the weight of horrible deeds, then your soul will sink into the pit, the abyss of the underworld, where you live forever as a condemned being.
Are you saying that you were kind of a bad...
I said I was a rapscallion. A scoundrel at the most. I was not evil. There is a difference. There are definitely evil people in the underworld, but you see, when you live long enough in the underworld, you kind of lose your gusto, your might for those sort of things.
So, okay, we'll touch on that later. Now I'm a little concerned.
Hey, I did my time.
You're literally still doing your time, Skelly.
Yes, I suppose so. But I'm up here. I have work release.
All right, whatever. But yeah, so as you can see, right? So like the demons in the underworld, they don't have autonomy of their own. They may have like basic impulses, kind of like an animal, right?
Yes.
So like here on Earth, we have what's called animal husbandry.
Oh, you guys marry animals? That's gross.
No. Animal husbandry is like breeding and training animals for tasks.
That's much like your marriage. Wasn't it?
No, not... Animal husbandry is the word used for that. It has nothing to do with marriage or having a husband or anything like that.
Oh, okay. So you're telling me that no one up here marries animals?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's happened, but...
That's disgusting. I hear you people judging my kind, right? You make these movies where you have these heroes, so-called heroes, that go about slaying vampires and hunting witches and, and things like that. But you people marry sheep, right? Am I getting this right?
I don't know if it's sheep.
I've heard what you people do with sheep. I've heard the stories. We get the newspapers down there. Yes, we get the National Enquirer, the Sun.
Those are tabloids. You don't take those seriously. They're just
No, you people really seem to take them seriously. I've been getting issues since like 1982. You people love your Mothman and your, oh my goodness, I didn't realize I married my second cousin, brother, sister, daughter.
I don't even think that's a thing.
I saw it in a newspaper. It is real.
That's not how it works anymore.
Yes.
But yeah, so you all right, animal husbandry, right? We train animals to do specific tasks, like we domesticated horses so that we could ride them to have transportation. We domesticated cattle and sheep and pigs and goats so that we could have things like, and chickens, so we could have milk and eggs and meat. And, so we could, have a food source, or, we domesticated oxen to be beasts of burden to plow our fields and make agriculture easier. Right. So you're telling me that demons in the underworld serve that sort of purpose, but you're able to like actually mentally control them, right? Like you can program them to do certain things.
I suppose. Yes, we cast an enthrallment spell. And then we give it commands, and it follows through. Yeah, so I suppose.
Okay. So imagine a future, Skelly, where we have these like robots, right? And using AI, you can give it commands, but because it has artificial intelligence, it can learn from those commands and then anticipate needs. Like imagine you had like a robot butler. And based on your daily routine, like in the beginning, you'd have to like talk with it and tell it what you needed and show it what you needed. But then over time, it would use, learning models to learn what you needed. So like before you'd have to like wake up, convince it to make you breakfast. But then after, a period of time, you're now waking up to the smell of bacon and eggs, right?
That sounds delightful. We don't use the demons for that. That seems very frivolous. A waste of their potential. You do know that demons were originally created as an infernal army to take on the earth and to, subjugate you people.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Why? But that hasn't happened, right? Like, you don't...
No, we haven't been successful. We're scared of you humans. You have very terrifying weapons. Even 3,000 years ago, when we were just using, like, bows and arrows and swords, but then you humans came out with, like, you've had it for a while, but y'all had the siege equipment. I remember 3,000 years ago, when I was a prince in the great kingdom of Acadia.
That cannot be historically proven, Skelly. I've looked for you.
And what, you think my name was literally Skelly McSkellington when I was alive on this earth?
Well, I mean, yeah, you said you come from a long line of...
You do not listen, Skelly. When you descend into the underworld, you're reborn. Yes, so you have two births. The one here and the earth, and then when I go into the underworld, I was reborn.
Like a baby?
No, not like a baby. I was fully formed in the majestic form of which you know me as.
Your form is literally mine. I've never seen you what you actually look like.
You would be terrified. Absolutely terrified. If you were to gaze upon the majesty of my actual body in the underworld, you would be filled with terror and fright and cower before me and worship at my feet.
Why do I think that in the underworld you're really just a skeleton?
That's frightening, isn't it? You people put them on your front yards to scare the children away from your candy.
No, that's not what we do. That's decoration. The kids like those.
If the kids like the skeletons so much, why do they run screaming when they see me?
Well, because the skeletons, they're not supposed to move or talk. And you're also not a skeleton. You're in my body with face paint. So they run and scream because you are just a crazy person yelling at them in public. Do you understand?
Maybe I do now. Okay. All right. One thing that Skelly is, and that's humble. I can admit when I have done wrong. I have frightened people, I suppose, but it's been in good faith. I just want to let the people of this town know that I am their friend. They do not have to fear me. I am from the underworld, but I have much better moral standards than any of you people here. I would never harm a fly. I would never cheat or steal or kill or any of those things that you people seem to do on a daily basis.
I don't do any of that stuff.
Well, Chase, maybe you're just the exception. Or maybe you're very good at hiding it. Yes, how do I know that you are not Jack the Ripper?
Because Jack the Ripper died like 200 years ago.
Yes, but I died 3,000 years ago, and here I am.
But I'm... Alright, whatever, man. Either way. So, but imagine you had this robot butler thing, and it could do all these things. That would be great. So why wouldn't we want that? Why wouldn't you want something to make your life easier to, so you could focus more on your own creative interests, your own personal development?
Don't you think people would just become lazy, though? Don't you think that if you had a servant do everything that you wanted, that you would just lay there and eat grapes and drink wine and cohort with your buckshish maidens all day long? Don't you think that's what would happen?
I mean, is that anything wrong with that?
No, that's what I did my entire human life. You should have seen the parties I threw, Chase. Oh, my goodness. One time, we got together an entire harem of King Solomon's, and then Wait, what? You know King Solomon? I didn't say I knew King Solomon. I said I knew his harem. Yeah, those ladies. He had like 900 or something like that consorts. Like almost 1,000. That guy did not need that many. So he wouldn't miss if they were gone every now and then for raging parties. You should know.
Wait. King Solomon, if he existed, would have been like before your time.
Well, I mean, the consorts were pretty old,
Dude, I don't think you understand history. I think your memories are a little jumbled.
No, I remember perfectly. I think it's you people that don't remember history correctly. You ever wonder why your history books need to be revised constantly? You don't just make one, and then that's the one you learn from, right?
Well, it's because, history's changing, right? And we discover new things.
Exactly. So don't sit there and tell me that I'm wrong when you don't know nothing. Right?
I guess, right?
Who do you choose? What's better? An eyewitness who was there and experienced it, or a book written hundreds of years later? What's better?
I guess it depends who wrote the book. I mean, we have people called anthropologists whose jobs are to study, humanity and how it evolved and how it changes over time. So I would think they'd be able to look at, clues and pottery and writing and stuff like that and deduce fairly accurately, what the signs of the times were back then.
Yeah. So you're telling me people go to school to learn, to record what people do?
Well, yeah, people are very complex beings. You can't just reduce someone down and then that's oh yeah, that's that. This is humanity. This is what we are, right?
I guess so. You do that on a daily basis, though, when you people judge each other. You should hear some of the comments I hear from people out there when I sit and people watch.
You people watch?
Yeah, what do you think I do all day?
I don't know. I mean, I have control during the day.
Yes, but my spirit roams about. I can go anywhere I want now that I have made a pact with you. I have dominion in this room, too, so I like to float around and people watch. And man, you people are horrible. The stuff that you say behind other people's backs, it is horrible. We did that back in my day. But at least we had a system where if you got caught, we put you in the stocks and threw tomatoes at you. And back then, tomatoes are poisonous, It's not like today where you can mash them up and put them in soups and then sauces and things like that. Back then, we knew for a fact that tomatoes were poisonous.
They never were poisonous.
Yes, they are. They come from the plant. It's very poisonous. We know this. We knew botany back then before you even knew.
All right, I'm not going to argue with history with you anymore. But yeah, sure, tomatoes aren't poisonous anymore. So you people watch whatever. Okay, we're getting off topic again, Skelly. We're talking about AI.
Why do you want to talk about AI so much? I thought this was you were supposed to interview me. And you want to talk about mental health, and then all you do is complain. And then you want to talk about AI and technology? I thought this was Mr. McSkellington's podcast.
No, it's the Chase Deep podcast.
Yes, but in episode 2 was supposed to be you interviewing me.
I mean, I kind of am in a roundabout way. I'm learning a lot about you.
Yes, but you don't believe anything that I say.
I mean, I kind of do. I have no choice. Like you said, I mean, you were there, right?
Yes, I was.
All right, so give me the rundown, okay? What do you remember? What was life like, when you were a human?
Well, like I said, I was a prince of princes, and I ruled over a kingdom.
Okay. How big was your kingdom?
Several thousand people.
Really?
Yes.
I find that hard to believe, because you seem so carefree. Like, nothing matters, like... I mean,
I didn't say I was a good ruler. I told you. I mean, put the puzzle pieces together, right? I was a prince. I spent all my time partying and eating grapes and drinking wine and consorting with beautiful people. You should see. You think people nowadays are attractive. You people are freaks of nature. You have bred yourselves to become bulbous, overgrown and underfed and overfed versions of what human beings are supposed to be.
That's mean, Skelly. You can't judge.
I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying you people look so much different now. Back in my day, you were either underfed due to famine, or you were plump and ripe like a wonderful squash, and shaped like that too. Beautiful. Beautiful squash bodies everywhere. Men, women alike.
All right, now I understand why my squashes keep going missing.
Yes.
I'm concerned now, Skelly. I'm very concerned. But moving on. All right, so you wasted away your life.
I didn't say I wasted. I had a great time. You see, you get a very limited amount of time on this earth, right? So you can do great things, which I did. I was a prince.
So you like rose to that?
No, I was born into it.
So nepotism, right?
What is nepotism?
It's where it's where you get what you have in life, not through like extreme hard work and sacrifice, but because like your parents had money, power, influence, property, and then that you inherited that.
Yes, it took a lot of work to inherit it.
Why?
Well, because I had 7 brothers and sisters that all had to die in very unfortunate accidents for me to get it.
Wait, Skelly, did you do anything?
I didn't do nothing to them. See, back in the day, if you were powerful, you also had a lot of powerful enemies. I just happened to be the most cunning and least qualified. So the target on my head was always very small. I was the last one. I was the last, so I inherited the kingdom.
Okay. So, all right. So you inherit this kingdom. You're partying all day long. What about the people that served you? What about the people in your kingdom?
They were happy.
Really?
Yes. I mean, I didn't say that like I was stealing their wealth for my own. No. I made sure everybody was fed and housed and well entertained. We had a thriving entertainment business back then. My nation of Acadia.
That's not a real place.
It was back then.
Whatever.
My nation was known for having great poets, singers, songwriters, dancers, acrobatics, playwrights, all sorts of wonderful things. And that's where Mr. McSkellington gets his jive from. I come from a long line of great entertainers.
I thought you came from royalty.
Royalty doesn't mean that you can't be funny. Yes. But yes, we fostered the arts. Very much so in my kingdom. And through that we became wealthy. Because wealthy kingdoms would want great entertainers and artists and craftsmen and the like. And we, as a people, had many of that. So we shared in the wealth.
So you had almost kind of like a socialist society.
Socialist. I like the sound of that.
Um, okay. So you had a pretty good thing. What happened?
I don't know. I was murdered.
Really? Really?
Well, yeah. How do you think I died?
So do you know who did it?
No, but if I ever find that person, they will rule the day. They will rue it.
Okay. Well, I mean, if the person kills you, wouldn't they have gone to the underworld? Right? Wouldn't you know?
Well, no, I haven't come across them.
So then maybe you were a bad guy. Maybe you're not, thinking of what you did so bad to go to the underworld.
I don't know about that. You see, things are not as simple as you may think, Chase. I may not have been the best person in the world, but I don't think I deserved what happened to me. My people were happy. Yes, I was the last person left in my family, the last ruler of my kingdom. But you see, that sort of power and freedom breeds jealousy amongst less civilized people, So it could have been for any reason. For any reason whatsoever.
So, tell me, do you remember what happened just before?
Yes, I remember I was having the greatest party ever. The wine was flowing. Yes, it was. Beautiful people everywhere. Music everywhere. It was a wonderful Friday. Yes, we called it back then Friar's Day. Freya, the great Norse queen. Yes.
Really?
Yeah, you people have it is called Monday. Back then it was Moon's Day. Right? And then over there you call it Tuesday. It is, I forget about the twos. Right? But Thursday was for the god Thor. Yes, great days for rain. Great days for rain. And Saturday was for Saturn, and Sunday was for the sun. But now you people, you shorten it, and you completely forget that. Also, Sunday is the first day of the week, not Monday. Why do you people always go to work on a Monday and you say, I'm starting the week off good? You're not starting the week off good because you've already skipped the first day of the week.
Sure. That is kind of true, I guess. But yeah, so it's a Friday, and you're partying, and then...
Yes, I remember I wished to gaze upon the beauty of the full moon. We called her Levina.
Really?
Yes.
That's very interesting. There's a lot of...
Now shut up, Chase, I'm talking. All right, so I wanted to gaze upon the moon, so I walk out into my terrace. Drink in hand, turkey leg in the other. Yes, and I remember being so hungry that I eating the turkey leg, drinking my wine. Eating the turkey leg, drinking my wine. And the next thing I know, I'm flying through the air. I am free. I am majestic like a bird. And then splat. Darkness.
So you were pushed off?
I didn't say that, but I suppose so. You see, Mr.McSkellington has always been very acrobatic. I could walk the tight wire, backflips, front flips, tumbles, and cartwheels. And I was completely fine. I always landed on my feet. They used to say that I was the cat. The cat's pajamas is what they used to call me. Did you know that, Chase? Yeah?
No, I didn't know that, and I don't think that's true. The cat's pajamas is something we say now.
Where do you think you got it from? You got it from the kingdom of Acadia.
Okay, history aside, how do you know you didn't fall?
Because I said I'm very agile, Mr. I would not have fallen. And if I did, I would have landed on my feet.
Yeah, but how far of a fall would it have been?
200 feet. You see, I would have landed 200 times. Yeah, that's how good I was.
That's not how it works, though.
I beg to differ. What are you, a physicist? Is that what you call people who study physicists?
No, it's called physics. And yes, they're called physicists. And no, I am not one. But I do know if you fall 200 feet, even if you land on your feet, you're still going to go splat and see darkness.
This is a new development. Maybe I wasn't murdered.
But you still ended up in the underworld, so you must have done something to deserve to go there.
I doubt that. I suspect it was a dark plot set up by my enemies to ensure that I could not come back and rule. I think they wanted my land.
You had a lot of land back.
Yes, a lot of land. I told you I ruled a kingdom. What do you think? The kingdom is just in one little house? No, hundreds of houses.
Okay. So, regardless of the circumstances, you end up in the underworld. Regardless of how you got there, I suppose, good or bad, there you are. But, yeah, so, is that all you ever did? Did you ever travel the world or anything like that?
I did go to several places. I went to the Orient.
I don't think we call it that anymore.
That's what it was called back then. What's it called now?
Asia?
Asia. That is a beautiful name. Who is this Asia?
No, I'm sure there's someone out there named Asia, but no, that's the continent of Asia, right?
Yes. Well, either way, I went there. Wonderful food, wonderful people, wonderful art. They love the dragons and the tigers and the pandas. Oh, how I love the pandas. They're so cute. So cute. Did you know? Here's a science fact for you, Chase.
You know science?
Yes, I told you, we get books. I am not ignorant. But yes, science fact. Did you know that the panda bear is the only species of panda which is herbaceous? It eats the herbs, the bamboo, right?
Well, yeah. So it's an herbivore panda.
Yes, but you see, when they studied the insides of the pandas, right? The enzymes within their intestines, they found out that the genes, right? They found out that at one point they did eat meat and then just decided collectively to stop. Like at any point they could go back to doing that. But they said, you know what's better? To just sit in one place and eat bamboo all day long? That's very inspirational. Very inspirational.
Yeah, I guess it is, right? I guess less violence in the world is always better.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, if there was less violence in the world, I would still be alive.
No, you wouldn't. You would have died like 20 years after that anyways, the most. I mean, what did you people live to back then, like 40?
That really hurts. What's that noise?
I think the cat's throwing up.
Should you go take care of that?
It's a hairball.
That's disgusting. Why do you people keep these pets? You know, in the underworld, cats don't have skin, they don't have muscle or tissue, they're just skeletons. You don't have to feed them anything, really. You can give them things and it just falls out the back of their throat. They're just there. You can pet them. The little ridgy spines are quite very therapeutic. I like to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and okay.
A lot of spines on a cat. I get it. But, you know, here, cats, they have fur and they lick it and then they have to throw it up. I don't understand why they have to throw it up. Why can't they just be like an owl and poop it?
Ew, you're disgusting. But yes, like I was saying, why do you people keep these pets, right? They do the most disgusting things. Your animal eats one thing, but yet a multitude of different things come out of it.
It's only like 2 things, man. Well, 3 if you include when cat throws up.
Yes, that's disgusting, man. It's gross. It's worse enough that you, on a daily basis, you make that pile of stinkies.
Okay, we're not. We're on YouTube, man. You can't talk about bodily functions on YouTube.
Really? Because the other day I watched a video where a woman demonstrated.
Nope. Let's not get into your search history.
I'm just trying to learn.
Yeah, but you always look up the weirdest things, man. And that stuff's there for educational reasons.
What I was going to say was very educational.
Nope. We're not going to cross that route, man. All right, so. But yeah, bodily functions is what happens. You know, you do it too.
No, I don't.
You literally use the bathroom at the movie theater. And you freaked everyone out.
Yes, but I didn't produce what you produce. I just let the evil out.
What do you mean, let the evil out?
You see, evil builds up in the world, and it gets into your intestines, and you have to let it out.
You mean gas?
Yes! Gas. Very diabolical sounding, isn't it? Gas.
That's not the same thing. Gas! Or you could stop. Gas! Oh, God. All right. Yes, gas. You produce flatulence. That's what it's called. Flatulence.
Flatulence. I love these words. You come up with the best words. You know that, Chase?
I don't come up with these things. These are actual real things, right? I'm not making this up. Not like you. I don't make up things and then try and pose them as historical fact.
Are we still on that? I'm telling you, I was an eyewitness. What I say is the truth. It's canon.
Sure. All right. So we're reaching the hour. Is there anything else that you wanted to share?
Yes, why haven't you actually interviewed me? You've asked me like one question this whole time.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll just have to do this again.
Is that really what you want, Chase? Because you complained the whole first episode, and then for the last couple of weeks until now, you've been a pain in my butt.
Yeah. Well, okay. All right, Skelly. Let me give the outro. Hopefully, this won't be the last one. Oh my God. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for listening to this second episode of the Chase Deep podcast
with Mr. McSkellington.
With Mr. McSkellington. He might be here the next time. Have you actually, speaking of which, have you gotten in touch with Tom? Has he agreed to do episode 3 or 4?
He's been busy, but I can get him up here.
Wait, you can get him up here? I thought he was just gonna like zoom in or something. Like,
we don't have computers in the underworld. How would he do it?
I don't know. Like, use your magic to like open a portal or something. We can talk.
That might work. You're smart, Chase. You know that?
Yeah, I do know that.
I mean, you're smart for a worm. Either way, I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
All right. I am Chase Deep, and thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a good week. I hope you enjoy this content. We're going to try and keep it going. And yeah, I love you all. Take care of yourself. I know we tried to talk about this in the beginning, but yeah, things can get tough. Take the time to invest in yourself. Get some good rest. Eat some good food. And it's okay. A little distraction is good. Watch a good movie. Play a game. It's all right. As long as you're not neglecting the things that keep you alive, or the things, family, it's okay to take time for yourself. So yeah, let's keep this good vibes going. And I will see you in episode 3 of the Chase Deep podcast. Yeah.